Welcome to the Peace and Parenting Podcast. I'm Michelle, and I have a lovely guest, Polina, who is coming with a parenting question. So, Polina, will you introduce yourself and ask your question, and let's get into it.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I'm such a huge fan
Oh,
of
thank you.
your work and your podcast, and it helped me tremendously
Oh, I'm so glad.
already.
Thank you.
So I'm so grateful for this opportunity to talk to you.
Oh, thank you. I so appreciate that. That makes me want to cry. Thank you.
I have a little girl, 4 years old, and we live in Colorado. And she is my only precious girl, and I try to do everything I can,
Yeah.
to raise her happy and healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all? Well, first of all, they don't have to be happy all the time. And that's not really our job, right?
Yeah.
And they will be unhappy a lot of the time, and you don't have to blame yourself. So that's first and foremost. It is not your fault if your child is not happy. It is not because of what you do that your child is. Happiness or sadness or whatever is just part of life.
Yeah.
So let her be sad sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Good.
And frustrated and disappointed.
Good.
And I let her sit in it.
Good. That's so smart because that will prepare her for the real world.
Yeah.
Because life is full of frustrations, as we full well know, being moms.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics of what's hard right now.
What's hard right now is that she doesn't let me sleep. And
Mhm.
I take it very personally. And I think maybe that's the problem. That when she wants me to sit with her and hold her hand when she wakes up in the middle of the night, I can't fall asleep right away. And it takes me sometimes up to an hour to fall asleep. Sometimes, I don't know, I have to go, drink some tea that will help me to fall asleep. And I wake up as a mess in the morning, and I'm definitely more stressed.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about the taking it personally. You take it personally in what ways? Because it's impeding your sleep?
I think it's such a critical need of mine
Mhm.
for me to stay balanced
Mhm.
and um, being able to regulate my own emotions.
Mhm.
It's important for me to sleep. And
Yeah.
I think that she is depriving me of such important need.
Right. You believe she's and maybe somewhere in the back of our minds, we almost feel like they're doing it on purpose.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even though logically we know that's not true, but they're so in themselves that
Yes, I feel like she's so selfish.
yes, I get that. You're like, "Don't you understand? I need to sleep, child."
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. She doesn't understand.
No, I told her like 50 times and she doesn't understand.
No. Guess what, Paulina? She will still never understand. My daughter, who's 16, last night she decided to go to a concert and mom, I swear it's over at 10. We're going to be at my friend's house by 10:30. I swear I'm going to be home till 11. Well, of course, they didn't get out of there till 11 because it was a total disaster. They didn't get the friend's house till 11:30. Then she's calling me at midnight to come pick her up on a Sunday night. And I'm like, "Don't you understand? I have to work tomorrow." She's 16. She still doesn't understand. She has no clue.
Okay, so you tell me I should lower my expectations
What? To the
at least
ground,
for a decade.
Paulina. All the way to the ground, underneath the foundation of your house if you can. Yes, we gotta lower the expectations because they don't understand what they're doing, and she's operating on, what she believes is an unmet need for connection.
Hmm. Yeah.
She wants connection, she doesn't wanna separate, she wants to be with you all the time, and in those moments, when she wakes up, it's because her emotional stuff is bothering her.
Hmm.
And so she wakes up, and the only way she knows to get it fixed is to find you. So she doesn't even think about you for a second.
No, no.
No. No.
And my husband doesn't work for her as well. Like, we try to, you know, interchange us sometimes, and I tell him, "Now you go,"
Yeah,
because
here.
I already went twice. Now it's your turn, and
Yeah.
she wouldn't take it.
No.
She would start screaming and kicking, and it becomes even, bigger
Yeah. And
problem.
then the middle of the night, that's really, really hard for all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk holistically about your sweet daughter and what some connection pieces we can get more moving, maybe a little bit. And then let's talk about some things we can do absolutely in the moment.
Mhm.
And then why don't you tell me what kind of
Yeah.
connection pieces are you using?
Well, we do special time,
Great.
and we do it throughout the day. Um, when she is allowed to choose what she wants to play, and we usually play with her dolls. And then, we play other games, but usually that would be like a family games,
Right.
not her choice, but family games.
Great.
Yeah. And when she goes to bed, I stay with her. We talk about something that's, important for her. She's
Mm,
usually quite open to share what's happening in school and what's on her mind, what she's excited about, what she's dreaming about. And I stay with her while she's falling asleep. She likes me to, stroke her hair or maybe hold her hand. And sometimes I will stay with her while she's falling asleep. And I don't know if it's a good thing or not. I think maybe because she's used to me holding her while she's falling asleep, that's what she expects when she wakes up.
I think absolutely. And when a child goes to sleep with a parent, they get scared when they wake up that you're
Mhm.
not there. And so she's
Okay.
almost using you as her pacifier to fall asleep.
Yes.
So, what we need to do is get her less reliant on that pacification. So, it's great that you're doing special time. I think this is a place where you might have to set a limit, and you might have to set the limit and then listen to the big feelings, which is going to be very, very hard. But it is also very connective because when you listen to the big feelings, you're going to come with empathy and that's going to create connection. But what I would say is that you need to start talking to her about, okay, guess what? Mommy's going to leave before you fall asleep. And you're going to have to say goodnight. And you're going to say goodnight to me and kisses and hugs. And then I'm going to leave and you're going to go to sleep on your own. Now, if you said that to her during the day, like at noon or whatever, would she start being upset and have a problem with it? Or would she say,
Oh, no.
okay,
No, no, no. She is not having it at all.
okay,
When I
so
try to tell her that, for example, if I feel tired in the middle of the day and I say, Mama needs to take a break and maybe, take a quick nap, she will throw a tantrum right away.
okay, this is a good thing. So we want her to throw the tantrum. So I would say start talking about it in the middle of the day and allow her to start having these tantrums during the day because it will make the nighttime a little bit easier because she's
Mhm.
full of kind of feelings about you, about separation anxiety. It's really textbook kind of separation anxiety. So she's having all these feelings about separating and she's using you as a pacifier to fall asleep to keep the feelings down. But if
Mhm.
we set the limit during the middle of the day and we say, no, this isn't going to happen later on, and she starts to emote and have those big feelings, then she can start getting it out of her system and it's going to eventually help her sleep better. But this is going to be a process.
Mhm.
This is not going to happen overnight. So I would start today by saying, I'm not going to be able to lay with you. We're going to say hugs and kisses and books. And then I'm going to say goodnight. And she's going to start to emote. And you are going to listen and stick through that tantrum as long as it happens.
Do I stay with her while she's
Yep.
Mhm.
100%. You stay with her. I understand. I know this is hard. I know you want mommy to be there, but I can't be there anymore, honey. You got to do it on your own. And you can do this on your own. And you listen, the tantrum might be an hour. I don't
Mhm.
know. It could be very long, but you stay
Mhm.
all the way through it, and you'll notice, hopefully, at the end of it, that she somewhat feels better and that you somewhat feel more connected.
Mhm.
And then when it comes to bedtime, I would remind her again, like maybe around dinner, like, "Hey, remember, Mommy is not going to fall asleep with you. I'm going to put you to bed. And she might have another tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
And you might listen to those feelings. And then when it comes to bedtime, I would start bedtime about 30 minutes early. So you're going to have space to have the tantrum.
Tantrum.
Because
Mm-hmm.
she's going to have the tantrum. So you do your nighttime routine. And then when it comes to, I'm going to lay down with you, you're going to have to set the limit and say, honey, I cannot lay down with you. And when she tantrums, you stay right there and you listen to that tantrum and you listen to those feelings. And hopefully at the end of the feelings, you're going to say to your daughter, okay, can you say goodnight to mommy? And hopefully, she might not be able to do the first night or the second night or the third night, but hopefully, eventually, she'll be able to say goodnight, mommy. Now, if you have to stay there for a little while and get her to sleep, I think that's okay. It's going to be very murky. You're going to be in this like kind of murky spot where should I go? Should I stay? Here are the guidelines I would give you. Don't let her cry alone by herself
Mm-hmm.
and don't leave her if she's upset, but also try not to fall asleep with her.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to find that place where you can let her have her feelings and you can get out of that room with her permission without just leaving her on her own. We don't wanna just leave her alone. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's gonna take probably more than 30 minutes.
Okay. So good for you for noticing that. So maybe you start an hour early.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want you to get to this place. And in the end, after the hour, if you are guys are totally exhausted and everything has been just like you're like, forget it, I can't take it anymore. Lay down with her and let her sleep and let her fall asleep. Full well knowing you're going to get woken up in the middle of the night, but
Mm-hmm.
you've also gotten out a lot of feelings with these hopefully 2 or 3 tantrums. And if you do this enough nights in a row, eventually she'll sleep on her own.
So here's the question I have. Do you think that change in that routine can mess up with this whole? What I mean is that when she is unwell, when she has a fever, right? I want to stay with her. Sometimes I want to put her in my bed just to make sure that she is not too hot. Sometimes I want to make sure that she's just close, like proximity, right, within my proximity, so I can check on her sometimes.
Yeah.
And can it change with her expectations again?
I don't think that it will completely ruin everything if you bring her into your bed one night because she has a fever,
Hmm.
but it might be hard to transition back again. But you just have to know that and that you can transition back again
Hmm.
and that over time it will become easier and easier. But yeah, it could bring you, it could set you back some, but that's okay. You just know that and know that you might have to sit through a couple of tantrums and that you might have to get back on track. What we want is for them to be able to sleep with us, but not need to sleep with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
We don't want to be their pacifier.
Hmm.
We want them to be able to get through all these feelings to feel better so they can rest on their own because what's keeping them awake is the feelings of separation anxiety, the fear of not being able to be with you. That's
Hmm.
what's keeping her awake.
When she wakes up.
Yep, and all the crying and all of the, tantruming is what expels all that stuff out of their system so that they can feel better, and the reason it works so well is because you're there with them, and you're supplying them with empathy during these big tumultuous tantrums or upsets. So you're creating connection actually in during these tantrums, the connection that they're going to need to be able to get through the night.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a process.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. It's like, did you sleep train her?
No, we tried at some point, but she was so good. Like when she was like 2, she was
Mm,
so good. She
mm.
actually slept through the night, and it seemed like she didn't need sleep training.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Good. I mean,
she just started coming to our bed. She wanted to sleep with us, and that's where, like, we start. Okay, let's set a limits. Right,
mm,
here's your bed. Here's your room. We try to make sure that she likes her room, she likes her bed, and that she wants to stay there. But still, she wakes up in the middle of the night and she calls me.
Yeah, I think it's the falling asleep with them that becomes really hard because they wake up and they're scared.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they expect us to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they fall asleep on their own, then of course they're relying on themselves rather than us. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, this is gonna be hard, Polina.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a feeling.
It's one of the hardest things I do with parents is this sleep part
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
separation anxiety, and she's an only child and you're her primary caregiver, so all the things are a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can get there. Also, is she very particular about her bedtime routine? Like things have to be a certain way?
No.
Okay, good.
And that's another thing. I think I'm more particular about our bedtime routine. And sometimes I notice that I can choose my agenda over connection, you know?
Okay. So another good thing to incorporate would be like a big, fun, connective piece
Mhm,
before you get ready for bed. Like chase or the sock game where you try to get socks off of each other or can't get past me. I don't know. Do you have my PDF with all my games?
mhm,
So any one of those games is good. Anything big and vigorous or wrestling can be good because wrestling can expel lots of anxiety and stress.
mhm,
So some big vigorous play might be a good thing to do before you get ready for bed. And while you're getting ready for bed, like making all those things playful and fun
mhm,
and connective
mhm.
so that you're really beefing up connection before you get to this bedtime routine.
What about, if we take a look at the connection throughout the day?
Mhm.
What if she always wants more?
I know. Well, and especially only children seem to always want more. Like they can never get enough. And I think it's
Mhm,
because they are so used to being around us all the time. And maybe there's places where she needs more limits to
mhm.
have more tantrums to get things expelled more. Is she having a lot of tantrums during the day?
Um, I wouldn't say a lot. She might have, but not a lot.
She should probably have like 1 or 2 every day at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
and so
pretty
she
close to
that's
that,
good.
yes.
You're on that train?
Mhm, mhm,
Okay, and that's good because that means she's feels safe to have her feelings. That means you've created an environment where she's not scared of them, and if you're are you able to sit through the feelings?
mhm.
Yeah, and if you're able to sit through the feelings, then you're on track to are you guys using any consequences or punishments or any of that kind of stuff?
My husband might when I'm not around.
He's sneaking them in.
Yes.
Well, you'll know what I say about all those. The more you
I
can get
know.
rid of that, the better off the connection is, and you already know this, but yeah, really just if you're not using them and he is, just trying to really, encourage him not to, that will help with connection too, and that will also help with their connection.
Exactly, that's what I see, that by implementing those things, he take her, to empty room, like, "Sit here alone," right? He would just, isolate her, where I try to stay connected with her.
Right.
And I can see how it's impacting their connection, and that's is why she is choosing me.
Well, you're safer, right? You're safer for her feelings because if she has feelings with him, he will isolate her.
Mhm.
If she has feelings with you, you'll embrace her. So it makes it harder for you.
For me, because I'm becoming more and more default parent.
Right. And
Mhm.
that means you're listening to all the feelings and you are doing all of the caretaking and you're doing all the heavy lifting. Do you have a listening partner?
No.
You need a listening partner.
Mhm.
Do you know what a listening partner is?
Mhm.
Yep. A listening partner is a great place to get resourced because you've been listening to all these feelings and you need a place to be listened to too.
I have a therapist.
Therapist is good. Listening partner is
Is it different?
so very much so. All they do is listen. while you complain and rant and cry and be angry with and say how hard it is, they just listen to your feelings just like how you listen to your daughter. And it makes
Mhm.
you feel lighter in parenting.
Uh-huh. I can imagine, yes.
Yes. So if you want a listening partner, you can go on my private Facebook group. Are you part of my private Facebook
Mhm.
group? So go in there. There's a post in there about listening partnerships, or you can just post, "Hey, I'm looking for a listening partner. I'm in Colorado and I have, one daughter. Is anybody interested?" Also, if you're part of our school community, we match people up in our list. We match people up with listening partners inside of our school community, which is smaller, which is kind of a great place too.
Mhm. Thank you.
So get you a get
I do feel like I need something like that, yes.
Yeah, you need support. We all need support. We can't do this alone. It's too hard.
It is.
Yeah. Paulina, thank you for this lovely question.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was so nice connecting with you. I hope this is helpful. I would love to hear from you in a few weeks and email me and let me know how
Mhm.
it goes, where you're at, if you're making progress, because
Yes.
it'll be a little bit of a process here.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Michelle.
You're so very welcome. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you guys